All right. Just checking the feed real quick.
This is landscape mode.
Is it? It's landscape?
Yep.
Well, it's saying it's waiting for it to start. I don't think it's live yet. You didn't press live yet, did you?
Yep. It's live.
Okay, good. All right. First and foremost, as always, we'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. All right. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, that do rule and teach well to correct doctrines and exhortations of the heavenly scriptures. Peace and salutations to Yo for the elect Akim that's out there teaching his word in all true faith and sincerity and fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And as well, you few sincere Aquaf or sisters that come across this video, Shalom. All right, once again, all right, we out here. You know, this is a midweek camp. Okay, this, I believe it's a Tuesday. All right, and we're just coming out, you know, to prophesy the word yet again, man. All right, because we're coming into the end, the climax of the Lord's movie, which is Esau Edom going down, man. All right, his hegemony that he has had throughout, what, for like 20 plus years?
60 years.
Yeah, 260 years. All right, that's dwindling right before our eyes, man. All right, the U.S. dollar is going out of style. All right, you got a lot of countries. You got the BRICS nation that's dumping the dollar. Okay, and they're trying to find a different way to, you know, establish world currency. You know.
Oh, speaking of that, somebody grab Jeremiah 51. Because, like the brother said, you know, the hegemony of America is ending, and I know we said 260. America's been a country for 260 years, but America's hegemony really started in the late 50s. I mean, the early 50s. So early 1949, coming out of World War II, because America had something called the Marshall Plan. And what the Marshall Plan was a plan that was put together by the United States government to rebuild Europe in the wake of World War II. And in order for them to do that, there was a deal that was struck with the Federal Reserve currencies of the world and NATO, well then the UN, that in the EU, that America would become the Federal Reserve currency of the world. Because before then, the Federal Reserve currency was the British pound. And after that, the American dollar became the United States, became the dollar of the United States. The United States dollar became the Federal Reserve currency of the world, you know, and that's where you get something called the petrodollar. Now, the petrodollar was looped in with the price of oil, and that's systematically where people, other countries, they buy their oil in dollars and not other currencies. And that was due to somebody called Baron Rockefeller, you know, David Rockefeller, you know, he was an oil baron at that time. And so everything that happened during World War II, which we called it a theater war, was created so that America can be on top and be the hegemon. But now, America is crumbling to pieces. Their dollar is crumbling to pieces, becoming worthless. Their infrastructure is becoming worthless. Infrastructure that supports the dollar is becoming worthless. That's why we're heading into a new technological age, you know, called the Fourth Industrial Revolution. And that's what's going to prompt the next currency was going to be the microchip, you know. So all the prophecy is coming hand in hand. My bad, Salaki, go ahead.
Hey, Salaki, GMS we got next, .Mac. Say Shalom.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 7. And it reads, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken.
Now, when you look at a golden cup or a chalice is something that only royalty drinks out of. And everybody wants to drink out of that golden cup. You know, everybody wants to know what it feels like to drink out of that cup. You know, and that's what how the other nations felt about America. Everybody wanted a piece of America. This was the land of freedom and opportunity, capitalism. You know, the yellow brick road, like Wizard of Oz. All of the nations wanted to get a piece of America, and they have. You know, and because of that, America used that covetousness of the other nations to its advantage, and has spoiled the other nations, you know, with philosophy, with civil war, with coup d'etats, you know, espionage, you know, and all these things are coming to light due to what? The internet, you know. So everyone's finding out what's going on with America, what they've been doing, you know. But America's been corrupting the rest of the world for a long time. you know, since before they became the Federal Reserve currency, if I might add. Because in 1917, you know, you had something called Jekyll Island, and America was the main influencer in the universal currencies at that time as well. You know, so but this is more than about currency. This is about prophecy coming to pass. And this is how the Lord is systematically breaking down America at its core, which its core is its currency. Just like the Lord did to Rome, man. Rome's core was the denarii, you know, and the denarii got weaker and weaker through what? Through mixing of metals, unjust weights, and that's exactly what's happened to the American dollar, you know. Go ahead, Slaki.
It says, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain.
Yeah, so the other nations are mad, meaning that they've, like I said, they've figured out everything, damn near everything that America's been up to for the last 100 years, man. You know, which has been detrimental to their countries and their economies and their well-beings, you know.
I got a quick thing, real quick, to help this out. You ever heard of Operation Sandman? Okay. So Operation Sandman, it says death of the U.S. dollar. 100+ nations are expected to announce in the next few weeks. And this is 3/25/23, so this is a couple days ago. It says 100+ nations are expected to announce in the next few weeks that they will no longer accept dollar denominated transactions, as the currency is worthless, nothing more than a bunch of ones and zeros manipulated on a computer screen. Nothing backs it up. We live on borrowed money at the rest of the world's expense. I always knew when the dollar dies, it would be quick and fast, like a bite of a snake. President of China to Putin last week, friend, we are about to have change we haven't seen in 100 years. President of Kenya, today, citizens of Kenya, please get rid of your dollars. They will be worthless soon.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know, 100
Hey, man, call all y'all
Lord,
bunch.
you know, and there's no coincidence that Putin said last year, he said it's time for a new world order without the West. You know, and he was talking about America. And BRICS and the SOC, you know, the Shanghai Corporation Organization, if I said that right. Can't remember the acronym, Slocky. But they're moving to oust America out of the running for hegemony, you know, or the top currency.
God, hey, I'm glad you brought that word hegemony up, because I got the definition here. It says leadership or dominance, especially by one country or social group over others.
And America's dominance is evident that it's come to an end. You know, the other nations aren't taking America's shit anymore. You know, they have no reservations of speaking against America, of testing America when it comes to military might, of trumping their dollar. You know, when 20, 30 years ago, it's unheard of that other nations would even dare speak against America. You know, and I remember the pivotal point where it started happening around the late 2010s, around 2011, 2012. The then president of Iran, Ahmadinejad, you know, he started speaking against America. You know, then Mubarak started speaking against America. You know, and then other world leaders started speaking against America on the UN councils. You know, so the Lord has put a spirit out here in the world that is against America, man. Scripture says, all these shall take up a proverb against her. You know?
Right.
So all the nations are pissed off at this place, man.
And the scriptures say they should hate the whore. You know?
Let him finish that, Jeremiah. Go back to verse 7, I believe.
Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yeah, because they figured out that wine was diluted with water. You know, that wine had poison in it. You know, and that poison and that wine that they drank poisoned their bodies, which were their countries. Go ahead.
You know, so like when you start to sober up, that's pretty much what's happening.
Yep.
You know,
damn, I don't feel so good. What the fuck did I drink?
Right. You know, you pissed off about the night before. You can't remember shit. You mad, like your shit missing and all that.
What the fuck did I do? And they know damn well they would have never done that if it wasn't for the influence of America. Or that alcohol, that liquor, that wine.
You spiked their drink and shit. They took all this.
Verse 8, Jeremiah 51 and 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed.
Yeah, if so be she may be healed. Now, when you look at balm is a healing point. You know, that's what you put on a scratch or a cut before you put a Band-Aid on it so it can heal. You know, and the thing is that balm is the trying to heal the American economy. You know, starting with the quantitative easings 1, 2, and 3. You know, the corporate bailouts. You know, stemming from 2007 all the way up to now. The influx of cash, the stimulus checks. You know, the tax breaks. You know, during COVID 2020. You know, now you have an influx of cash and the spiking of high interest rates from banks and creditors like American Express and, you know, headed by the FDIC to hedge the Silicon Valley bank crash. You know, and that's all a ploy because you have these banks that are part of these things called hedge funds, and these hedge funds have portfolios or stock portfolios to all these banks and corporations. So when you have a specific region or sector that goes down, that drags the rest of the stock portfolio and the hedge fund down is with it, and that's the problem. Now everybody's losing money, you know, and now they want to spike interest rates to help these banks out and to flux them with cash, but that's not going to work. Everything that America or the American executives are doing to save this country is for naught.
Right. It's like trying to put a Band-Aid over a bullet wound.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. You're still gonna bleed out. You know, you're gonna bleed slow. You're still gonna bleed.
Are you guys like praying for people?
Sorry?
Are you like praying for people?
Are we what?
Are you praying for people?
Are we praying for people?
Yeah.
Oh no. We only pray for. We ain't praying for none of these people. We're telling you what's gonna happen to America.
Oh.
Go ahead, Adam.
Jeremiah 51 and 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country.
Right. So they're like, oh shit. All of these plans and all these things that America is putting together to keep their economy afloat, it's not working. Their infrastructure is falling down. The decadence of the people is going to shit. I mean, the demoralization, the morals of the people are going to shit, which is called decadence. You know, there's no point staying here. So now all the generations of, you know, great grandma and grandfather that came here and started life, now they want to go back. There's no point in being here. They came here, they made their money. Now they want to leave and go to other countries.
It says, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies.
Yeah, so judgment is lifted up to heaven. Now, you understand what that means when it says their judgment is lifted up to heaven? That means their sins have piled on top of each other so much, you know, that there's no way the Lord can't see it. That's called iniquity, you know. And this place is laden with iniquity and sin. First and foremost, for what they did to the Israelites, you know, the Lord's chosen people, the apple of the Lord's eye. And for second, you know, what they're doing to the rest of the world and what they're doing to the earth.
Right. I got a precept to land back over that. This is
you can go after him.
God, this is Revelation 18 and starting verse 4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. Now that's talking about, you know, us being taken up, Lord willing, you know, in the ships, you know, at the final trump, at the destruction of this place, man, be it a nuclear destruction.
That's the plague. The plagues are the thermonuclear missiles, man. That's going to be shot over here by Russia, China, and Iran, and various other countries, man. That's why. That's one of the reasons why Putin disannulled the nuclear treaty with America, man. You know, and that treaty that nuclear arms treaty was a clause that basically was supposed to let each country know how many nukes they had, where their enrichment programs were, and you know how battle ready those things were. Putin said, "Fuck all of that." We don't give a damn about what you got. We ain't telling you what we got. And then now that gave him the green light to openly threaten the NATO and the other countries, man. Now Putin has no problem telling you, I will bomb the shit out of you.
Yeah. He's being more brazen about
Hey,
it.
that's
He
what,
ain't got no problem with it.
that's what he did. That's what he did to the ICC.
Yeah.
Talking about they're gonna arrest him for war crimes.
Try if you want
Okay,
to.
he said
All
I'll bomb your ass.
Right.
right.
Right. And that's the Lord putting it on the spirit. The Lord speaking through him.
That's right.
You know? Hey, and everybody, America ain't gonna have many allies when it comes to this World War III. You know, everybody is pointing the finger at the West like, hey, you the problem.
Yep.
You know, that's been blatant. Finishing it out though, this verse 5, it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities.
Yeah, the Most High has remembered her iniquities. From everything when it comes to, you know, when Israel was brought over here on chattel slave ships, you know, in the early 1600s, 1619, you know, all the rape, rob, and murder, the oppression, you know, the destitution of our neighborhoods, the demoralization of our people, you know, the corruption of our bodies, you know, the coup d'etats in other countries, the sweeping of resources, you know, the murder, the capitalization. I'm gonna keep saying capitalization. Capitalism being my word of the day. You know, this place is gonna be destroyed for what they've brought throughout the whole earth, and it's rightfully so.
Right. And right now, America is on trial. You know, all the pretty much being indicted. You know, all the charges is being brought before.
RICO case.
RICO case. And not only us, chiefly through us, the prophets, Yahweh Shemiah Shai, you know, bringing out the prophecies written in the scriptures concerning this place. But you even have the spirit, like the scripture say, that He shall pour out the Spirit upon all flesh. So you got you shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. You got a lot of them exposing the fact that, hey, the dollar is finna collapse. That's all I've been seeing, like on YouTube. It's like countless of videos speaking about how bad it's finna get.
You have you know, scripture says the Spirit shall pour upon all flesh, and their children shall dream dreams. You know, these people are having dreams about this place. You know, these people are having nightmares. You think the elites ain't losing sleep?
Waking up in cold sweats.
Their wives having nightmares of shit blowing up.
Darling, I had a dream we were in chains.
Yeah, that's really happening. That's really happening. And other people around the world, there's been reports of people putting it on YouTube, the dreams that they've been having of the end times, and being lifted up in chariots. They're being, you know, martial law in the streets, and pestilence, and all types of things, man. You know, just Google apocalyptic dreams on YouTube.
Dreams of being in the lake of fire. Well, I didn't have a preset. It was to land back off what the brother said about the morality of this place being lost. There was an article that I read today that would write perfect with it. This is from endtimeheadlines.org. It says Americans are ditching the values that once defined it. Among them are patriotism.
Wait. It said Americans are ditching the values that once defined it. Now, what are the values that once defined it, supposedly? The Bible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
America was supposedly created and brought up on Christian values, you know? And they said they're what?
It says
They're ditching it?
Yeah, they're ditching it. They're ditching it, man. It says Americans are ditching the values that once defined it. Among them are patriotism, religious faith.
Wait, so patriotism, meaning being loyal to their country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even America's own citizens don't care about America anymore. There are people they're ditching their country. They're ditching these people, and they're ditching themselves, going overseas, man. You know, getting visas and living overseas, becoming citizens of other countries.
Hey, I read a story earlier. It was a Israelite woman on TikTok, man, pretty much, you know, crying, and she was saying that her husband faked his death just to get away from her.
Yeah, I seen that. And he moved to Mexico.
He moved to Mexico.
Had a whole other family.
Yeah, had a whole other family, man. You know.
What kind of Demon, that bitch must have been.
That's
That was
spiritual,
cold.
man. You know, because it lines up with what you said, man. A lot of people are ditching this whore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And going,
Twofold.
God.
Hey, shit.
Go ahead.
What about that video with the Eve that was just going crazy, talking about she want to live no more. You know, a lot of people gonna share that same sentiment, man. As all hell break loose, man.
Yeah.
You know, because the chaos is being fueled as of right now. You're gonna see more banks collapse. You know, it ain't gonna take long for it to happen. You know, once they start doing runs banks, people start to withdraw their money. That's gonna cause the banks to collapse real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, because the banks depend on the money that's deposited, and then they charge interest on that money that's deposited and loan it out to everybody else. You know, so really your bank accounts are really empty.
Right. It's called fractional reserve bank.
Yeah.
They only keep a fraction of your money.
Yeah.
So if everybody go to the deposit all at once, that's gonna cause a collapse of the bank, just like Silicon Valley. So we right at the precipice of all this happening. Like it's really dope to see this. Like I'm really like excited. You know.
So somebody grab that scripture where it says, it's a great thing to sit down, follow the enemy. I think it's around 25. Go ahead, you're right.
Keep going. I mean, it says Americans are ditching the values that once defined it. Among them are patriotism, religious faith, and having children.
So they ditching their country, they ditching the faith in God, which that's a no-brainer, and they ditching their children. And I already know what it means by them ditching their children. That don't mean that they just gonna leave them out in the street, which some people gonna do, but meaning they don't care about having children.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people. Most people that I know now, they don't care about having children. You know.
Hey, well, you heard what the lady said. The Eve said, "I've lost my faith," and she was upset that she brought children into this life. But that's twofold, though.
Well, this world is shit.
This world is shit. So I feel her on that. But the whole losing faith in Yahweh Shai, then she was all over the place with
Now I want to have children.
Yeah.
That defeats the purpose of what the Lord said.
Exactly.
So that line continue on, but the Lord is putting a stop to a lot of things because there's no continuation of this place. You know, a lawyer just read it. If so, take bone for her pain. You know, ain't no taking bone for her pain. This place is done.
Yeah. He's taking away that luster in one's hand.
Somebody got 2 Corinthians 15 or Isaiah 42.
Yeah. I got to say this.
Okay, come.
Oh yeah, I got that. This is the book of Sirach 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue.
But like I said, we're in a different time. But yeah, a man that has joy of his children. Go ahead.
And
that's the 144,000 the elect. You know, because our enemy is starting with one Edom, Esau, the so-called Caucasian man, and the rest of the 17 other nations, or 16 other nations, you know, on down. The Lord and his people have a beef with the whole known world, man. And us watching the downfall of this place is like watching fireworks on the 4th of July. You know, us hearing your cries and your worries and, you know, and your concerns about your future that's darkened is music to our ears, man. Because we're seeing the prophecy of Yahweh Shem Yahweh come to pass, man. Be reading these things and we're seeing these things, you know, and we're able to experiencing these things in our daily lives, which is a plus. This is the best thing in the world. You know, like what did on the movie G.I. Joe when they asked Cobra, they asked, what do you want? He said, I want every. Then you press that button.
right. America has been, you know, enjoying decadence and you know, this loose living for the longest.
Yeah.
You know, and they've really been on borrowed time.
Exactly.
You know, so now we starting to see that it's a joy for us to see that come to naught. But here I got a precept, Isaiah 47, verse 1. It says, "Come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon."
Mm-hmm. Now sit in the dust. Now it says, "O virgin daughter of Babylon," and you know, this guy doesn't know his head from his ass, and doesn't even know what Babylon he was talking about in certain scriptures. What scriptures were he didn't know what scriptures were prophecy, future prophecy, and what scriptures already happened, what scriptures were twofold. You know what I'm saying? Just put the Bible down. You know, just stop. But Babylon, you know, which is talking about daughter Babylon, it's going to say in later verses, and daughter Babylon is AKA America. You know, it says sit in the dust. Now that dust represents confusion. Now there's a reason why America is going to be sitting in the dust to be confused, because none of the hierarchy or any of the renowned people in this place are going to understand what's going on. You know, reason being is because it's going to be they call it a phenomenon. Everything that happens now is a phenomenon, which is an event that is happening so rapid a pace that they can't explain it. You know, and that phenomenon is the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
You know, they're gonna be confounded because they like, well, they thought this place was so elite that it could never be taken down.
Yeah.
Like when you the things that we've been mentioning week in, week out, people just look at that as like hysterical, like it can't possibly happen. You see them walk past, like the smirks on their face, they don't consider. It's cool. But that's perfect because it lines up with scripture. You know, 1 Thessalonians the 5th chapter. You know, why they shall say peace and safety and sudden destruction. You know, so let them feel that way. But it says, "Come down and sit in Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground."
Yeah, virgin daughter of Babylon. Now, when you look at a virgin's never been touched before. Now, when you look at at Babylon, if you look at ancient Babylon was touched. Ancient Babylon was ravaged by war. You know, and eventually succumbed to the Medo-Persian Empire or the Achaemenid Empire. You know, when you read Daniel, it tells you that Nebuchadnezzar, you know, got slain by Darius. You know, and naturally there's war after that when the leader gets slain because the state that doesn't want to be taken over naturally is going to fight back. You know, so Babylon was ravaged by war a couple of times. You know, Babylon when when it was a part of the Assyrian Empire, and then when it became the Babylonian Empire, continued to be ravaged by war. You know, so this ain't talking about ancient Babylon. You know, and this ain't talking about modern day Baghdad, which is in Iraq, which is where Babylon stood. You know, this ain't talking about that either because Allah still smacking their ass with bombs and shit. Allah ain't keeping them from getting bombed and shit over there. You know, so where is there a Babylon where it's never been touched, or is a virgin, so to speak, is a pure virgin, never had a mark on it? That's America, man. This is one of the only countries in the world. Only country in the world that hasn't been ravaged by war when it was established.
Hey, but it's been doing a lot of touch.
Yeah.
Now you have people or historians that'll negate the fact, or that'll argue the fact that there was war in America. I mean, what the American Revolutionary War?
Right.
You mean the War of 1812? You mean the Civil War? That was all before this place was established. You know, this place wasn't even fully together as a country when those wars were happening. But ever since then, there hasn't been a war on this soil. You know, especially not by another country. So yeah, this place is a virgin, and it's about to get touched. Go ahead.
It says, "Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans."
Yeah, see, it says sit on the ground. Now, when you sit on the ground, when you're on the ground, that means you're being humble. You know, and what happens when a virgin is touched? She's humbled. So America's about to be humbled, and says there is no throne, meaning that America's not going to be on top anymore. Go ahead.
It says, "For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate."
Yep.
Because everybody, you know, is looking at this place as a delicate, tender place. You know. Verse 2, it says, "Take the millstone and grind meal uncover the locks, make bare the leg.
Yeah, so it says, my bad, keep going. It's like it.
It says, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the course of the rivers.
Yeah, so it said, uncover the leg, make uncover the thigh, make bare the thigh. You know, meaning uncover the secret parts. You know, when you look at a woman, you know, and especially in ancient times, those inward parts are secret. You know, the inner of a woman's thigh. You know, the small of her back, the coupling of her, you know, of the breasts and the areolas and all, you know, all those I'm getting all graphic, it's like but all of those areas that men love to keep secret, you know what I'm saying? Those things are supposed to be secret. All those things about a woman that a man loves are supposed to be secret. You know, but this woman here, the whore, you know, that rideth the beast, she's gonna be uncovered. Why? Because she's gonna be seen as those inward parts that are supposed to be sweet and savory and lovable and pure, you know, and unspotted. The Lord is gonna show that this place is very spotted and dirty and unpure and evil, you know, and that's what's happening right now today. All you gotta do is look at the internet. That's why David Rockefeller, he said that the internet should never been invented. Because when you look at history throughout, I want to say going all the way back to 2000, I want to say 2000, maybe early 2010, 2011, you had nothing but whistleblowers. You had documents being redacted and put out on WikiLeaks and all these different internet platforms that exposed America for who they really were and what the government was really doing around the world. And, you know, and with all the internet and the emerging of technology, you have all these books and these documents that are being able to be scanned and put out into the internet, into the world. You know, so there's history that nobody ever thought would come to light that's all over the place now. You know, people that have had experiences, that have done secret ops and that nobody knows about, that has put this stuff on the internet for the rest of the world to read and to see and even to hear, you know?
Right. And that's why all the nations are mad, you know? And that's why they're creating these different alliances. They're even talking about there's several more countries seeking to join the BRICS nations, you know, as a coalition against the West. Chiefly Saudi Arabia, because they've been trading with the petrodollar for the longest, which has been holding up
value.
Right. You know, so if once they ditch America, it's a wrap from there.
Well, yeah, because Saudi Arabia controls roughly 60% of the world's oil. You know, next to Russia, because Russia is almost 40%. So if they get with Russia and they ditch the dollar, it's a wrap.
Well, an article came out today. I was telling the brother earlier. An article came out today that Saudi Arabia just signed a $25 trillion deal with Russia to supply oil.
See, it's already going.
So, that came out today.
It ain't looking good for you, bro. Not looking good.
Hey,
bro.
what they say?
Bro.
Hey, your money ain't good around here, cuz.
Not looking good, bro.
Hey, just like ancient Babylon, you know, the writing is on the wall.
Exactly.
You know,
You can grab that scripture.
okay.
Was you reading?
I mean, you know,
Yeah, go.
Making it now.
Can you grab Daniel? Writings on the wall.
And yo, and we talk about we talk about trimming our lamps, and you think about like everything that's happening, and we're matching it up with the scriptures. Not only is that building our faith and our understanding, it's like this is reality.
Yeah.
This is not a game, you know.
Yeah, that's what brings us joy to see down.
Yes.
We seeing it after reading it, people watching it.
Oh, bro.
Go ahead, Doc.
back in Isaiah 47:3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen.
That's what's being seen now. You just broke down. Go ahead.
I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
See, the Lord's going to take vengeance and not meet thee as a man. See, there is no way that this place is going to be destroyed or you know, using carnal means. You know, the Lord is going to meet this place and it's not going to be fair. You know, you know, because America don't play fair, so you can't expect the Lord to play fair. The Lord is going to overwhelm you with His Spirit, man. You know,
It's gonna
Like,
be a
it's not
cakewalk.
gonna
The
be
Lord
fair.
gonna just play with them, you know.
you know, this place is they're America's going to understand that they are not the hegemony, because when the true hegemon, which is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, decide to make an appearance, when Yahweh Shai decides to make an appearance, there's not going to be a debate. Ain't going to be no trying to bulk up in war. I mean, yeah, there's going to be a, you know, they're going to durst. Their scripture said be afraid and durst fight, but there's not going to be any competition.
Right.
You know, you're going to know that that He's the Lord, man.
Right, and that's go beyond Esau. It's gonna be all the nations that the Lord gonna take down. So everything that they trying to establish is ultimately vain. If somebody can get Psalms the 2nd chapter, you know, because yeah, they trying to offset the dollar and transition to something else, and the CBDCs, and you know, trying to want to be the new top dog. But that's even gonna come enough, because the Lord gonna come down as that mighty stone to break that image and take down all the kingdoms. You know? You got it? Oh yeah, come on. Then we can come back to this.
This is the book of Psalm chapter 2 and verse 1. And it reads, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Right, and that vain thing is getting together, you know, starting a new system, you know, recreating it, what's going on now, and moving on into the future. You know, the future is the kingdom of heaven under Yahweh Shai, King David, 144,000. That's what's going to be established. You know, but we looking at things with what's going on right now. We see that they, you know, but just a step further is what we're reading right here. Yeah, I just want to bring that up real quick. Back in Isaiah 47:4, it says, as for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
Yahweh Shai, man. And you will know that name, Yahweh Shai. His name ain't Jesus, not Jesus, not Yeshua. It's Yahweh Shai. But you gonna learn.
It takes out verse 5. It says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdom.
Yeah, daughter of the Chaldeans. Now, why does it say daughter of the Chaldeans? A whole nation or a whole kingdom can't have a daughter, right? You know, if you think about it, because it's not a person, but it's a spirit. You know, and that spirit has been run rampant. It's created America, man. The spirit of the Chaldeans is here now today, and it's rampant in what? Witchcraft. And that's what it's a known fact that that's what daughter Babylon, which is America, has been created on, has been based on witchcraft. You know, starting with you know, we can go to the Bavarian Illuminati and Adam Weishaupt, you know, in 1776, and you know the Watchtower and the Freemasons. That's what America was built on, you know, and it was under the guise of Christianity that America was built. So this is the daughter of the Chaldeans, because they partake in the same wickedness that the Chaldeans took part of, have the same gods, the same rituals, you know.
Hey, the whole monetary petrodollar system is a witchcraft.
Yeah, it's a talisman, you know, right. And it's an idol that people worship. Go ahead.
So now that witchcraft is wearing off.
Exactly.
Verse 6 says, I was wroth with my people, and I have polluted my inheritance.
Yeah, that's the only reason why we're worshiping him the right way, forsaking his commandments. Go ahead.
It says, and giving them into thine hand, thou didst shew them no mercy, upon the very heavily laid thy yoke.
Yeah, so you showed us no mercy. This is the main sin that America has, or daughter Babylon has committed. You know, showing Israel no mercy. You know, and heavily laying their yoke on our ancient ones, giving us no mercy, destroying our children, destroying our elderly. You know, destroying our mighty men, our priests, our kings. For that, America must fall. This ain't personal. Well, it is personal, and it's business.
At the same time.
Yeah, our business is personal, man. Personal, we out about Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Hey, from there, I'm going to jump to Obadiah 1, because you're saying, you know, and the title, it says Edom will be humble.
Yes. That's the whole topic of Isaiah 47 chapter. I mean, 47th chapter. Yeah, it's for them to be humble.
God, it says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. And that's what's happening. You know, the Lord is putting on the spirits of these other nations, all right, the heathen nations, to come against Esau, Edom. You know, that's the reason why you got the whole, all right, in defiance against the West.
Somebody grab Isaiah 14.
Operation Sandman. We just spoke about it.
9.
So, here you go.
It's the book Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 9.
Yep.
This is the book.
Start from 8. Yep.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 8, and it reads, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us.
Now, you're going to read that over. Now, when it says the fir trees and the trees of Lebanon have said, trees don't talk.
Right.
Those trees represent nations. You know, those trees represent nations.
Hyperinflation is one.
So the other nations in the world have said unto who? Said unto Babylon. Go ahead.
Isaiah 14 and 8, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
Right, so they're going to say, look, since you are not around anymore, we haven't been destroyed. When you look at a feller is a man that cuts down trees. You know, when you fell a tree, you know, cutting down that tree, you're constantly hacking at it. And like I said, trees represent nations. So what has America been doing to the rest of the nations as long as America has been on top, being a hegemon, has been hacking at the other nations, hacking at their economies, hacking at the philosophy of the people, hacking at their morals, hacking at their religions, you know, hacking at their very core beings. So read it again.
Isaiah 14 and 8. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
Yeah. So ain't gonna be no more America to bully.
Hey, and they use, matter of fact, dealing with the dollar bill, U.S. dollar. They were using the U.S. dollar to sanction other countries, you know, and control the narrative. They can't do that no more. They saying, hey, the hell with your dollar. We're not using your money no more.
Exactly.
You know,
that's a long time coming.
And there was a lot of that was out of fear too. They was in fear of the West.
Yeah,
because a lot of the scriptures saying like, as thou becomes weak as weakest. Okay, you got it.
Y'all cooking tonight.
Isaiah 14 and 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
So it said hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. So imagine you stepping on a rug and somebody pulls that rug from under you. You gonna slip and fall and bust your head. You know? So it says hell from beneath, meaning where you when this place isn't gonna expect it. And that word hell meaning the grave. You know? So this place, the death of this place is gonna be unsuspected. In what? The thermonuclear fire. Go ahead.
Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming, is stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth.
Right, now it stirs up the dead for thee. Now we know that the living, the Lord lives he reigns amongst the living. Now the living is Israel. You know, our power is the God of the living. Right? So the dead represent who? The other nations. And it said the chief ones of the other nations. So you have the kings, the presidencies, or the prime ministers, you will. And they really do have elite kings and princes still in the east. You know? So they're gonna be risen up. Go ahead to do what?
It said it hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations, and they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Right, like hold on, who are you talking to now? You know, it became okay, America, okay. To now, oh, hold on, who are you talking to? We got nukes too. We have espionage tactics as well. We have a counterpart to the CIA. We have a better military, not better, but we have more people in our military than you do. You know, says China. says Russia and Putin. You know, Iran says we gonna develop our own nukes. Says a scientist in their nuclear enrichment program. These are examples of them saying no. No. This is not 1950s anymore. You can't just throw a bomb on a hydrogen bomb or an atomic bomb or a laser bomb or a gravity bomb on us, and we're just gonna take a line down. You know. So now these nations have grown what? They've grown a backbone. Right. Due to the spirit of the Lord.
Right. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. The Lord put it on their spirit. But when you read it here, when it said an ambassador sent among the heathen, an ambassador is one that goes in the stead like a mediator to speak on the behalf of like a king. You know, the angels. They work on the minds of the different elites. What it say? The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. So they working on the minds of these elites to foment rebellion.
That's right. That's why the previous scripture said the nations are mad.
Okay.
This is not a coincidence.
Get Isaiah 13. Did y'all read that yet?
No. That was actually next scripture.
Yeah, get Isaiah 13
Right here.
You finished the Isaiah 14?
No, he didn't finish it.
Yeah, go back to Isaiah 14 real quick.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. Is set up the deck for thee.
Yeah, so it says hell from beneath thee is moved to meet thee at thy coming, which is ultimately destruction. You see? Hey, well, it said, how can hell meet you? If
exactly.
You got this camp teaching about hell. How can hell meet you? You see? It said hell from beneath is talking about the grave. Meaning ultimately a future prophecy is America's going to be destroyed. Okay? Go ahead.
Even all the chief ones of the earth, it hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
Yep.
All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou Salaki?
Weak as we is like what the brother was just speaking about, which is the nuclear capability. Meaning it's an even playing field now.
Yeah, kind of. That's what the words I was looking for.
It's an even playing field. That's what it's talking about. Art thou become weak as we? Meaning there's an even playing field. Because you have something called MAD. If a brother got the Google, you can Google it. It's called MAD. Mutual assorted destruction, if I'm not mistaken.
Assured.
The water, brother. Assured destruction, meaning, hey, whoever, meaning no one survives if nuclear missiles are shut off. Okay? That's a fatality. Complete annihilation when throwing nuclear missiles is shut off. Okay? So that's the hell that's going to meet thee at thy coming. That's the hell that's going to come to America, a.k.a. Babylon. All right? Go ahead.
All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou become weak as we?
It's speaking about the nations, because the nation is gathering up.
That's right.
Okay? And you want to get that? There's Revelation 20, right? In like 7 or 8, the gathering of the nations, man. What you guys is witnessing is prophecy. You're witnessing what's about to take place, known as World War III.
Right.
This is something that the scriptures has been speaking about 2,000 years ago, and now we're in the time where it's manifesting now. You see? Go ahead.
Art thou become like unto us?
Right?
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Meaning their pride.
Yep. Humble.
Their pride is brought down to the grave. You see? Only thing that Esau has is witchcraft, which is the media. See, the media will tell you that something else is going on when it's not. You see, the alternate news is revealing the secrets of Esau Edom.
God, yep. That's why David Rockefeller said the internet should never been invented.
Right. Why? Because first and foremost, you have the prophets exposing this devil, that they're going to be destroyed. All right. But then on the flip side, the internet should not have been created because it's revealing all the secrets of his hoard.
Right.
You know? Go ahead.
It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Yeah, it's talking about your infrastructure. It's going into how America is about to be destroyed. All right? And you know, any empire, any kingdom, before it actually totally is taken out of the equation, so to speak, it breaks down from within. So the worms and the worms from beneath thee. Read that part again about the worms.
It says, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Yeah, it's talking about the corrosion. Okay? It's talking about your infrastructure. All right? In the Roman Empire, they called them aqueducts, which is where your water supply comes from. Where the aqueducts became corroded and destroyed, where the risk of health of the people was in danger. So the people was in danger of the infrastructure falling, you know? And we see that now today with Flint, Michigan. We see that now today with all the different chemicals that's in the water supply, the derailments, you know? All that's not no coincidence, all those is prophecy. You wondering why you get cancer and you're sick and things like that because of the worms, you know? The water supply is destroyed. The system, the infrastructure is destroyed.
Bridges breaking down.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just seen a video where a guy, I guess his truck was a little bit scraping the top of a bridge, and the bridge came crashing fucking down. All right, bridge is falling and collapsing. Parking structures.
Slabs falling on people.
Yeah, that's the infrastructure. You know? But go ahead.
Verse 12, it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Yeah, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? See, this is the heaven. This is your kingdom. Remember, this is known in the world. A black man's heaven, a white man's heaven is a black man's hell. America is the heaven of the Edomites. This is what Edom was blessed with. He was blessed with the fatness of the earth. But now it's about to be where he's going to fall down from heaven. You see? Somebody get that in the gospel where it says Satan fall like lightning.
Oh, no, 25.
So it says, how art thou fallen down, O Lucifer, which means the light bearers. Okay? That's what it's talking about. I believe in the Hebrew, it starts with a PH for phosphorus or something like that. I can't really think of the Hebrew word. But right there, Lucifer, it goes back to being a light bearer. This is talking about the elites, man. Okay? Why? Because when you go into Lucifer, that goes back to the Illuminati. I believe Adam Weinstein. And the book, it's a book called, I haven't read it in years. I think it's Fossilized Customs. I believe it's like Fossilized Customs, maybe like the 8th edition or something like that. It could be Fossilized Customs or it could be Satan Angels Exposed. One of those books brings out where the Illuminati terminology came from, which goes back to Lucifer, which only means the light bearer. So this is a judgment of the elites. Okay? This is the judgment of the elites, the destruction of this place. Okay? How art thou fallen down from heaven, O Lucifer, by the way of Yahweh Shemal Shai? And it's prophecy. That's how. That's the only way this place is going to fall, just like all the other kingdoms. Okay? Somebody got that, Luke?
Yep.
Go ahead.
This is Luke chapter 10, verse 18. It says, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you.
Yeah, so Yahweh Shai was telling the disciples Satan is going to fall down out of his throne. Okay? And that's what's happening. Satan is falling down as lightning, meaning it's going to be a quick fall. Just like it's going to be an hour to destroy this place.
That's right.
He's going to fall within an hour. That's Satan falling like lightning. Because his world is going down. It's crashing. I just did a lesson which is displaying on how there's a lot of events in the world, global. This is a global thing now. A polycrisis. Poly meaning many. Crisis meaning hardship, trouble, distress. Okay? So that's how Esau, that's how Satan is falling as like lightning. There's a lot of commotion going on in this place for it to fall. You know,
I got a.
this place is going out bad, man. And ultimately, it's going to be the thermonuclear missiles, which is going to destroy America.
I got the.
By the nations. Go ahead.
Word Lucifer in Hebrew is H1966 Hayalal, which says light bearer, shining one.
Yep,
Hayalal. Yep.
Yep.
Shining one, light bearer, in the sense of brightness.
Yeah, because they know the secrets of the left-hand side. See, we're the Illuminati too, you know? We're the Illuminati. Red dude with a pitchfork, you know?
With a tail.
Yeah, with a tail and shit. You know, with the trident. The trident stick from the Greek Empire and shit. Yeah. When you say Lucifer, you think of that. No, man. Lucifer is talking about the enlightened ones on the earth, which is the elites, the high class of the Edomites, and we are the high class of the Israelites, the hopeful elect. We're the light bearers, you know. That's why we coming out here and telling you your fall, man. You see, Esau had the left-hand side prophecies, the 9/11. He put in the dollar bill and shit. You remember when everybody was hip to flipping the damn dollar a certain way to show the towers and shit? Yeah, left-hand prophecies. Well, we got the right-hand prophecies, man, which is the ending of this current kingdom.
That's right.
You know? Somebody get Jeremiah 28:8. And whatever you got. You got something like you got. Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. And it reads, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat."
That's right. That's talking about the missiles, man. The elements shall melt with fervent heat. That's talking about everything that's in America, man. You know? It says the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. This is a thief in the night. Why? Because everybody is following, you know. No one is paying attention to all the crises that's going on in the world, you know. So he's going to come as a thief in the night. You niggas is worried about the celebrities. You Edomites is having fun in your kingdom. You see? Everybody's just occupied with everything else besides the coming of the Most High and His Son. Or the coming of the Son, Yahushua, the only begotten Son, and the holy angels. Only ones that's paying attention and focus on that is the prophets, man. Because Yahushua told us to do what? Watch and pray. Watch for what? Watch for the prophecies and pray that you get delivered up out of them. You see? Watch for the prophecies and pray that you get delivered up out of the destruction that's going to take place. Watch and pray. You know? Shamar wa Palau. Right? Shamar wa Palau. Watch and pray.
And you have some of those that do occupy themselves the day of the Lord. They are misinformed. You know, they think it's gonna be all rose petals and daisies and shit.
Yeah.
You know, but
get it. It says what it is. Yeah, get it. It was the Amos. Yep.
My phone just died. So
Yeah, Jeremiah. Well, you got
10%.
No, I just finished the 2 Peter.
Yeah.
Read that again and read it down. Yeah, that's
2 Peter 3 and 10. "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
Yep.
And the elements."
The heavens. See, they're talking about the heavens. It's talking about this kingdom. Okay? This empire. The heavens shall pass away. Is it talking about the heaven where the Most High is at? How is the Lord's heaven gonna, you know? You got to put it into context. Context. Okay?
With text.
It said that the heavens, read that again.
It says, "In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise."
The heavens shall pass away with a great noise. Break that down, Vocab. What is that talking about, man? You Christians, what is that talking about? The heavens shall pass away with a great noise. Now remember, the Most High, the Lord lives in heaven, right? He's in heaven, right? As they say, technically he's in the fourth dimension because this is a heaven. Okay? So you got to keep it in proper context. What heaven is going to pass away? You know? Go ahead.
It says, "And the elements shall melt with fervent heat."
And the only thing that can melt an element to nothing is nuclear capability. Okay, nuclear power. Which when you look at the news, you see these different nations gathering up and they're speaking about how far their missile can go. They didn't tested out this bomb, they didn't tested out this nuclear capability, they didn't add it more to their arsenal. You see China, they proud about it. Moab proud as hell. They have big ass goddamn military parades with their bombs. They ready to let them bitches go. They be all lined up in order.
Yep. They shall not break their rank.
They be lined up in order, man. Moab be lined up in order with their bombs. Because that's the boasting. Like, hey, we got it too. That goes back to Isaiah 14. Art thou become weak as we. See, they publicize it. We got bombs too.
And they definitely accurate.
Well, remember when recently the United States was doing war drills with
South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea.
Yep.
And North Korea started shooting their, testing their nukes over there.
Yep.
You know?
It's called war games. They do war games. See? Yeah, you gotta, when they be shooting missiles and certain little missiles, they know they're not gonna hit nobody.
It's a simulation.
They just trying to see where those defenses are at. So if they shoot a missile, a little low level missile, they shoot a low level missile, and America defense stop this. You know what I'm saying? So they know the longitude, the latitude, or whatever the damn missile, the defense systems is at. It's just war games. Yeah, it's just tactics. Go ahead.
It says, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
The elements shall melt with fervent heat, and everybody's made of an element. They teach you about the periodic table in school. Those different elements, which is what, 26? I believe it's actually more.
Yeah,
It's
they discovered more.
Esau just said like 26 or something like that.
Like you can give an
And now they
example of
discovered
element
more.
being like that metal pole.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going to melt like
The car.
plastic.
The car's gonna melt.
The car,
Cars are gonna
yeah.
melt. People are gonna melt. Trees are gonna melt. Tires, babies.
Zechariah 14.
Gonna get melted, man. Go ahead.
It says, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
See, the works therein shall be burned up. The evil acts of Babylon, man. You see, remember the scripture said in Revelation the 18th chapter that their sins have reached into the heavens. See? So the evil, wickedness things that they have been doing has been is in the Most High's ear. So he's hearing about all this evilness that's going on down here, man.
Yeah, we read that earlier.
Okay? All the wickedness that's going down. That's the works, homosexuality, adultery, okay? Murder, pedophilia, transformers. See? Goddamn bugged out transformer just shut up a church. You see? This place is madness, man. You got transformers going into bathrooms with women and kids. And shit, man.
Should they be teaching children?
Shit, yeah, teaching at libraries.
Yep. So them works is gonna get blown up, man. Them works is gonna get melted, man. The imaginations of this damn devil, his wicked laws, all that's gonna get done away with, man. Go ahead.
But, verse 11 says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be?
Yeah, so seeing that you're paying attention to these prophecies and you understand what the scriptures are speaking about, what you supposed to do? What manner of person are you to be? Go ahead.
In all holy conversation and godliness.
Well, this is the holy conversation and godliness, man. Holy meaning to be separate, godly, okay, of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Holy conversation and a strophe, meaning your deeds, your acts, your actions. What is your actions? You're supposed to be out on the highways and byways prophesying, giving diligence to make that calling and election sure. You see? That's what it means by what manner of person are you to be? Fasting, praying, You know, being a brother, charity, ties, humility. You know, all the good works. Go ahead.
Another word for godliness is righteousness. Yeah. But verse 12, it says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh.
What did it say? Looking forward and hasting. You see? Remember the scriptures spoke about don't set your thoughts upon the things that's on the earth or something like that, and set it heavenly things, man, which is the kingdom. Our main focus is the kingdom of heaven, man. So that's what we're doing. We're looking forward and hastening. Go ahead.
Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh Shai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
So we wait on Yahweh Shai to destroy this place. You see that? The real true man of the Lord is waiting on the only begotten Son to come down and to destroy this place. Because that's all. That's what this place needs. Okay, this place needs to be destroyed, man.
But fire is a cleansing agent.
Con. You would never hear vocab alone with these precepts.
You don't even know.
You see, vocab alone will never bring out these precepts about the destruction. You know, about prophecy. You got something? Go ahead.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8, and it reads, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries.
I knew they did that at
and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilences.
Yeah, so in the ancient world, the prophets prophesied about empires going down. Well, America is an empire. Coming back in the reincarnation, the prophets is back today declaring the end of this current ruling empire. You see, the prophets did it back then. Remember, Daniel spoke about. He broke down. He interpreted the writing on the wall, which was the ending of the Babylonian Empire. Okay, Daniel got the ending of all the empires. He got the breakdown of this kingdom is coming. Then this was going to come next. The beast. Speaking about the 4 beasts. Okay? You had the Assyrian Empire. After the Assyrian Empire, you had the Babylonian Empire. After the Babylonian Empire, you had the Grecian Empire. No, I'm sorry, pardon me. The Medo-Persian Empire. Okay? The Persians and the Medes. And then after the Persians and the Medes, you had the Greeks. And then after the Greeks, you had the Romans. And after the Romans, you had the 10 toes. That's where we're at right now. So the prophets always had the understanding of empires coming and going. Well, this is where we're at now, of an empire coming and going. Okay? And this is the quickest.
Yeah.
200 and something odd years is very quick to rule.
Yeah, 260.
260.
When all the other empires ruled 400, 500 plus.
Yep. That's why Daniel and Baba Shah, just hold that, jump to Daniel 4 and 17 real quick.
Right here. It's the book of Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will.
So the living is talking about the prophets, all right? Because we're alive with the Holy Script, with the Holy Scriptures, through the Holy Spirit. We're alive, so we're the living. We understand that the Lord brings up an empire and takes down an empire. You see, ruleth in the kingdom of men. Go ahead.
It said, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men.
Yep. So the Lord set up the basis of men. Esau, Edom. All right. But now the base of men is going to be just taken out the way. You know, that's where we at. We in the time of an empire. Now we've been in, everybody that been to high school or something, but we learned in high school about the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, and shit like that. And we learned about their fall. I can remember learning about the Romans falling, and they was teaching certain things like that in school. You know, so what we at now is a kingdom where we're actually in the midst of an empire falling. You know, we're in the midst of an empire falling. This is the last generation. This is the last entity of empires, man. Until Yahushua reigns, we're actually in a fallen empire right now, man. That's why all these that's why the poly crisis. You know. Go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, starting at verse 5, reading down to 7. It says, "There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth."
Yep, that's talking about the Israelites being in captivity. You know,
We're the rich in the low place.
yep. That's talking about the captivity. Yep. We are the princes that's walking upon the earth, and Esau is the servant that's upon the horse. Meaning he's in power right now, but his power is about to be taken away. You know.
Precept.
Go ahead,
You know, because when you brought up the fact that it's only been like 200 plus years that it's never been ruling, that's a real short span, you know. And within that span, they did a lot of wickedness stuff. But this is Job 20:4. It says, "Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment."
That's it.
All right, so Esau, he been triumphant, you know, living luxuriously.
Yep.
All right, but now we coming into the end of that.
Yep.
You know, that's the flip side of things. That's the balance of things. And with
Yeah,
the
when
Lord,
did they get over here? 1776? No, that's when they declared the
independence.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the Illuminati. That was the beginning of the New World Order.
They got here in 1560.
They got here in 1560. So from 1516 all the way until now, you know, when they came to the shores of Babylon, the New World, all the way until now. That's not that long.
Yep.
You had other nations, other empires was thriving for 1,000 years. 1,000 year span, 500 year span. You know?
Right.
But it said the triumphing of the wicked is short.
This place hasn't even ruled as long as the ancient Roman Empire. Because, you know, they had the Republic and then they had the Empire. So they were extended.
Yep.
Look how much damage this place has done.
Look how much damage this bitch done did within them little ass years.
Yep.
How, you know, Satan was with him on the left hand because technology is out the roof. Come on, man. We only been 100. Think about 100 years ago.
Right.
100 years ago. There wasn't no fucking TVs 100 years ago.
1923.
You know? There wasn't no TV only on 100 years ago.
Think about
They barely had
airplanes.
radios.
Airplanes.
Right. Airplanes.
They got
don't
drones
even,
now.
Yeah. You got drones now.
You didn't have phones.
You
had
got nuclear
telegraph.
missiles now. Let's go 80 years ago, there was no nuclear missiles.
Hey, because the technology that they have now give them more of a capacity to kill and to deceive and all of that. That's the reason why they accumulated so much sin.
Well,
within that
ultimately,
system.
the scriptures say that the Lord shortened up the days for the elect's sake. So he had Esau speed up his shit so we can hurry up and get the fuck up out of here. You know? Operation Warp Speed this shit up, baby. But go ahead.
If I could just bring one point, I was
Go
reading
ahead,
that
you
5 again. Job 20:5, it says, "The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite before a moment." You know, and all the hypocrisy of this place is being brought forth. You know, and a lot of nations realize like, hey, you the one that's been doing all this stuff. You know, and that's
Y'all read it earlier. No feller has come up against us.
Right.
Yeah.
The cutter of the nations.
Trees, yeah.
And they have a fella, it's something called a fella machine that's actually in the woods that chops down fucking trees, man.
Oh yeah, that machine. Yeah.
They showed it on the Avatar, the first one. How they can gather up the trees and chop them down very quick.
That's the American military
That's Esau,
industrial
man.
complex.
He's the cutter of trees, man. The lumberjack.
Yep.
They pride themselves off the lumberjack.
they make sport of it. And the trees is meant for oxygen.
Right,
you know,
right,
for
right.
absorbing the carbon and pushing out oxygen so we can breathe better.
Yep.
Esau was a man of the field too. It says in scripture.
Verse 7 real quick. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
Woo.
They which have seen him shall say, where is
Like that boo-boo. When you use the bathroom, you flush that motherfucker, you ain't gonna see that boo-boo no more. That's gonna be Esau. Just keeping it real. He gonna pass away like his own dung. Dung is boo-boo. You ain't never seen your boo-boo come up again. We ain't gonna see Esau.
You never
He
see
gonna pass
it, where it
away.
went.
You know?
Verse 8, it says, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Man,
Nightmare.
So, sooner or later, man, this devil, he is not gonna be existing. You know?
It'll be like a boogeyman.
That spirit, well, we don't know where the spirit gonna go to Edomites, but you know, we know the Lord is the Father of spirit, so he ain't gonna destroy his spirit. Esau is a part of his spirit. But that pigmentation of Esau, he gonna go back into the other nations, possibly. You know, pink movies. But the so-called white man, this race, these race of people, they out of here, man.
Yeah, that seed.
They out of here.
That seed got to be put down.
Yeah, that wicked seed is gonna be no more. Okay, ain't gonna be no jumping up out of Esau plotting to get up out of slavery in the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, you got it.
This is the book of James, chapter 5, and verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Yep, the rich men is like it says, the high class men of today, the elites. Yep.
It says, your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten.
Yep.
Your,
that dollar. Go ahead.
Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Yep. The rust of them shall be a witness against you. It's talking about the other nations. Okay? Because they're watching the collapse of this place. You see, that dollar is crumbling. You see? Pretty soon, Americans is going to be in hyperinflation. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, it shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
Yep.
Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
Which is the
Armies.
The Lord of the Sabbath. It's talking about the angels, man.
That's never going to get
The Lord
old.
of armies. The Lord of armies. Okay, it's never going to get old. Go ahead.
It says, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton.
Yeah, Esau has lived in pleasure on the earth. The elites, the rich ones, they lived in pleasure deliciously, man. They have no, they've never experienced oppression. They've never experienced not having their light bills out. You know, cold water. You know, they never experienced an eviction notice.
Remember I told you I was traveling from up north, and I was like going through like these small towns, and you were seeing like it was like a half a mile per house. Yeah. They had all this land. They were farmland, whatever. They had all this land, and like their driveway was like 2 or 3 blocks until you get to the house. I'm looking like, they're in heaven.
Houses too.
They're in heaven. These Edomites are in heaven, and the Edomite saw me driving, and she looked at me like, "What are you doing out here?"
Yeah. Esau living.
Yeah.
Esau. Yeah. Esau living out here, man. Esau living. But that's cool.
Yeah.
You can have this weak ass shit. You don't want this bitch.
Right.
The only body who really want this bullshit is these simple ass niggas, man.
That's right. That's right. That's what I
really
thought about
too.
too.
Babylon was about. If you really knew what the fuck was finna happen to this place, man, you don't want to be here. Only you dumbass niggas, man. Niggas, Edomites, simple Edomites, love this place, man. You know? Go ahead,
God, it says, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. Talk about Jacob, the innocent of the nation of Israel. I think that's it on that though.
You got something else? Go back to Jeremiah 28.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 5. I'll start at verse 22, and it reads, and thou, his son, O Belshazzar, has not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all this.
Yeah, so this is Daniel talking to Belshazzar, which was the king of Babylon at that time, which was the son of Nebuchadnezzar. Go ahead.
Verse 23. But has lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven.
And that's the point. See, he didn't humble himself and understand that the Lord allowed him to rule this place, allowed Babylon to be raised up. You know, and it's the same thing with now Neo-Babylon, which is AKA America. The Lord has allowed this place to be raised up. One, as a prison house and a punishment for Israel, and two, to show his power of great judgment.
It's that's Romans. Romans it
9.
says on what he did for Pharaoh.
Yep.
Right. That his name might be declared through all the earth.
Yep.
Right.
You know.
So he just raised this place up just to declare his name.
That's right.
That's Jake.
Yeah.
Ultimate
That's
Jake.
my name, nigga.
That's my name. Put some respect on my name. Hey, the nation, the world is going to put some respect in the name of Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right. That's
right. Go ahead,
It says, but has lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords, thy wives, and thy concubines have drunk wine in them.
Yeah, so they was partying, they was feasting.
In our vessels, in our shit.
In the Israelites' vessels that they took out of the temple.
Yep. Just like Rome.
It's pride.
Yeah.
You know, they would boast themselves over us. Just like they're doing now today. Yep. Go ahead.
And thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold and brass, and it's like iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know.
Yeah, the idols. Worshiping idols and things like that. That was going on in ancient Babylon, just as it is today. Go ahead.
It says, and the God in whose hand thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified. Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and this writing was written. Verse 25. And this is the writing that was written. Many tekel Gmsfortress. This is the interpretation of the thing, many.
So what happened was, as they were feasting, as they were partying, the hand materialized in the midst of the party and wrote on the wall, many tekel Gmsfortress. Man, that's devastating. Yeah, like from a different realm. Think about a portal opening, right? And a hand coming in and write something out the wall and then disappear.
It'll be sober real quick.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, I believe he said he got so scared his joints was going out of place and shit. Like all types of stuff.
Buckle.
Shit.
Well, that's what's gonna happen when
he did with Red Fox.
Yeah,
Red.
Oh, Julia.
That's how Esau. Hey, this is it. That's Esau. Esau is really. That's how Esau really is right now for the spirit.
Losing sleep.
Losing sleep.
Shit, hey, Eve too.
Dreams, yo. Come on, man. Them little leeches having dreams, man. They waking up, panicking and shit.
Cold sweat.
What's my man from there? Nag transplants. You know that nigga was going through.
Oh yeah.
He was getting tormented,
Yeah.
man. I guarantee you. I guarantee you that man was getting tormented in his sleep. You know what I'm saying? And he was getting old and hard. Like, look, the Lord was probably putting hell on that dude.
He was 96. What's his name? Some Rothschild.
Like 5 fucking heart transplants.
He had 9.
9.
He had 9 heart
9
transplants.
heart transplants.
Yep.
That nigga was having heart attacks back to back. That nigga was having dreams, having heart attacks. He was having heart attacks.
Hitting them like bullets.
They have more lives than a cat.
Shit.
it says, this is the interpretation of the thing, many. God hath numbered thy kingdom and finished it.
Yeah, so
the
you have
Most
no
High has
time.
numbered it.
That's right.
Okay? Real quick, hold that. Get Job real quick.
I was just thinking.
The spirit. Yep. Get Job real quick. So he numbered it.
This is the book of Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee.
Hey, look up the word determined. After you break
Okay.
after scripture.
God. It says, thou hast appointed his bonds that he cannot pass.
See? Appointed bonds that he cannot pass, man. Alright? So what determined, where does that go back to?
It's in the Hebrew it's haras, and it says to cut, sharpen, decide, decree.
Decree.
It's over.
That's it. It's over with. Go ahead.
It says to be decisive.
A decision. Decisive goes back to making a decision. Go ahead.
To mutilate, to sharpen, to decide.
Cut to mutilate.
Decide, yeah.
Cut them off.
So it was a decision. The Lord made a decision. It's determined. See, you only have this amount of time to rule. It's been determined. It's an order. It's a law, technically. The Lord decreed a certain period for this devil to rule, and he can't go past that.
That's right.
You see? And that's why he's going to come down with great wrath, knowing that he has but a what? A short time. Yep, you got it.
Determined. This is the Google definition. It says, having made a firm decision and being resolved not to change it. Like,
So ain't no
change
hill
not.
in Babylon.
The Lord changed not.
Ain't metal now with him that's giving it to change. Lord ain't finna change his metal now. Oh, you know what? I said I was going to destroy Babylon.
Y'all kinda like
1,000 years
Esau.
ago.
That's what he said. Hey,
No,
the end was declared from the beginning. We gonna
right.
change it up now?
That's it. The end was declared from the beginning.
right.
It should be written.
Hey, this was written in the heavens, man.
Okay.
Well, 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter says that. In the first verse on down, it says that before this, before the stars, before everything, before the angels, you know, that he declared what? That for Esau to be the end of the world and Jacob to be the beginning of the followers.
That's right.
You got it? Go ahead.
That's why you call it Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. It's like,
Yep.
this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, and verse 1, and it reads, and he said unto me in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightning, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable power were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys of Zion were hot.
So pay attention. It said before this, before that, before the angel, before the world was shaped together. You know, before in the beginning.
Yeah, right.
Genesis 1:1, before in the beginning. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And the present years were sought out,
Right.
and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. It says, it says, then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other.
Esau ain't make shit. Big Bang Theory.
Theory. Educated
Right.
guess.
Talking about
Get your
the
goofy ass
Earth
out
is
here.
millions years old. Boy, if you don't shut the fuck up.
Can you imagine the Lord saying this?
Yeah, that's hard, man.
Like before this, before that.
Yeah.
He declaring it.
I started this shit.
He started this Bible shit.
well, he's the great director. You know?
Yes,
he
he
wrote
was.
the
Yeah,
script. He wrote the script out. He ain't finna switch the script up.
The architect.
2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
The parting asunder of the times. Go ahead.
It says, when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Yeah, the end of the first. All right, and the beginning of it that followeth. Go ahead.
It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the
See,
heel
you see
of
how they
Esau.
go from Abraham to Isaac? Okay, from Abraham, Isaac to Jacob. It's talking about a lineage line now. It's getting into lineage. It's getting into racism. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world,
Right.
and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Esau is the end of the world, and we are at the end of the world. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followed, which is the Israelites, the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And those of Israelite descent that scatter over across the four corners of the earth, man. All right. So the saying goes, we got next.
That's right.
You see, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob, we didn't write that.
Yep, nope.
I didn't write
I
it.
know.
That's in the Bible. What are you people reading, man? Like, honestly, like, what the fuck is y'all reading? You see? Even the top scholars can't even,
Refute it. Yeah.
they can't refute this.
Yeah.
It was the Edomite that said that he was breaking down, you know, not to jump off topic, but he was breaking down on how all the epistles was written to Israelites that were scattered over in those regions. You know?
You say
So this thing is for the Israelites, man.
he'll always lose.
Salvation is for the Israelites, man. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the other nations, y'all had y'all time to rule. Now the time is up.
That's right.
And
it's
we're here to
manifest.
tell you the time is up.
And it's manifest.
This is the Lord's will.
Right.
Hell, us being up here is the Lord's will.
Yeah.
We didn't wake ourselves up to this thing. We didn't wake ourselves up to understand the scriptures. The Lord did that. He rose up his prophets, his men of the Lord, to declare the end of the last empire.
That's right.
Just like the rest of them.
Yeah, we was called to do this, and Lord willing chose.
Yep, called and Lord willing chosen. Go back to Jeremiah 28:8. Well, we got it.
Oh, you know I got it. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. And it reads, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil.
Of war. Now, the brothers has been going in on the gathering of the nations, which is going to fulfill the prophecy of Joel, the 3rd chapter, which is what? Armageddon. Okay?
Right.
Armageddon. The nations are going to get together and they're going to go to war. Okay? They're going to battle. And that battle is going to be a deadly battle. In fact, it's going to be the last battle. It's going to be the last war. This is the war to end all wars. World War III is the war to end all wars, man. That mutual assured destruction, which is when the nuclear missiles get shot off, man. You got it.
It says, and against great kingdoms of war and of evil.
Evil, rye, which is what? Bad times, bad conditions, evil days, crises, polycrises. Those are evil times that we're living in. A lot of death, civil unrest, earthquakes, seditions, pestilences, famines. Okay? That's the evil. How does it go? It says the love of many shall wax cold. All right? So that's the evil, man. Go ahead.
It says, and of pestilence.
Which is what? The diseases, man. All right? You see these damn devils, and the Lord is using them too. Now, it can be natural pestilences and disease that the Lord is bringing up out of the earth, but then he's using Esau, Edom to go dig up the bubonic plague. You see? Digging up lands where nothing but infected diseases there, taking the diseases or whatever from the soil, going into a lab and mutating it into a fucking virus and pushing it out to the fucking world. That's a part of what the Lord said is gonna happen, man.
Derailing chemical trains.
So pestilences, man, which comes in the form of diseases, man. You know? Go ahead. Which is gonna bring forth more prophecy of quarantines and so on and so forth. Go ahead.
Verse 9. The prophet which prophesieth of peace when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord have truly sent him.
Yeah, so at this point, man, and we can be honest, man, we are the prophets. Beginning with the elders, apostles, great millstone on down. Okay? Why do I say that? Because step by step, play by play through the Holy Spirit, the Wada Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, those men have been breaking down these scriptures and speaking about things to come. And now we entered into their labors and we're witnesses of what the scriptures is saying on what's to come. The mark of the beast, the microchip. Okay? That's here. Okay? We've been speaking about these things, casting societies and whatnot. We've been speaking about the things that everybody's talking about now. When everybody was asleep, 2016 was the woke era, so a lot of information and documentations is all over the internet now. Scripture does say knowledge shall increase, so everybody knows about these things now. By the way, the internet. So you gotta say, who's been speaking about this? You got niggas getting their own podcast and adding in what the prophet's been saying. Oh, you got that from the prophets. And we got it from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the book.
God, that's right. Building on another man's foundation.
This all goes back to what the word of the Heavenly Father is saying, man.
That's right.
It ain't got nothing to do with us. Everything that we've been speaking comes from the Bible. Okay? I'm gonna say that again. Everything that we are speaking through the Holy Spirit comes from this book. This is the book that's shaping, is changing the world, man.
That's right.
That's why they do it in the book of Eli. If we can get that book.
Gary Olson.
He said, if we can get that book.
Yeah.
The Lord preserved this for us. Somebody get that. So I can get Jeremiah or Isaiah 34. I believe it's Isaiah 34. He's going to leave it from generation to generation. Get that Bible shot. But that's very important. Because he left us this book so we can understand it and prophesy it. You know? Because the prophet's got to speak about it before it has to happen. You know? That's what a prophet is, to say before. Isaiah 34 and in like the last two verses.
17.
Yeah.
Verse 16, 17.
16, 17. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, and verse 16, and it reads, seek ye out of the book of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and read.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. And that's what we did. Okay? Blessed he that readeth. Okay? Go ahead.
No one of these shall fail.
Yeah, the prophecies. Okay? And we can see, and we're witnesses of these prophecies. They're not failing. These things is happening. Go ahead.
None shall want her mate.
Yep, you can't make this book with no other book, man. This is the only book that speaks about prophecy. Okay? You can't make this up with the book of, with the Quran. I mean, Quran. You can't made it with the Quran, man. All right? The book of morons. You can't made it with that. The Numan Leash, the book of the book of the dead.
Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah, the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Talmud.
The Talmud. The Nostradamus book where that punk, he got the whole concept of World War III out of Revelation. Because that's what, you know, Nostradamus is known for the three the three end time prophecies, which is the wars. No, man. Nostradamus got that from the Bible. All right?
Plagiarized ass nigga.
Go ahead.
But it says,
Plagiarism.
no one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
His spirit, the spirit of the book has gathered what? The prophets. Go ahead.
Verse 17, and he hath cast the lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line.
See that? So each prophet has their own prophecies within their books. Jeremiah has his prophecies. Isaiah has his prophecies. Obadiah, Daniel. Okay, John the Revelator with Revelation. Okay, that's the dividing it by line. You got this prophecy meaning this. The next line, another prophecy. The next line, another breakdown. It divided it by line. Every man has his portion coming in his own lot. Go ahead.
They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation.
From generation to generation, baby.
Wasn't no getting rid of this.
Wasn't no getting
They
rid
tried.
of this. It had to be preserved all the way until this very moment.
That's right.
So we can read about of it and declare the end of this damn devil's empire, man.
That's right.
That's why they want to kill us. That's why they're gonna attack the prophets. You see, the scriptures say, "I hurt not the oil and the wine," which is what the
Truth.
word, the truth. It wasn't hurting. It ain't nothing that this devil could do with the slave Bible. You know, after Nat Turner. Oh, see, they feared for a Nat Turner 2.0.
Yep.
See, they feared for another round of a Nat Turner, man. That's why from the I can't think of the name of it. 1831, the delegation.
Henry, I can't forget. I forget.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. But right after, it's called something of delegation, and basically the dude said that we can't let any form of light enter into those people.
Council of Delegates.
Slaves. Say it again.
Council of Delegates.
The Council of Delegates. We cannot let any light enter into those slaves. The light was the Bible. Because what Nat Turner was doing, he had the Bible. And through the Spirit, I believe he possibly knew that he was an Israelite. You know, he knew that the white man was the devil. He knew that he knew that we was chosen.
And that's why the scripture said the Spirit bears witness with our spirit. He probably was reading it, was bearing witness, like,
Yeah, he's the devil. Oh, this is about us.
Right.
You know,
This is
he's
about us.
having visions.
You know, he had to be having dreams. Hey, this is about us.
God.
They ain't gonna tell the full story of it, but we'll find out in the kingdom. We gonna know everything.
God.
We gonna know all the stories, all the rebellions, all of the men that came back as
All the history that was lost.
Yep.
It was a former FBI director, I forget his name, some Hoover, but he had said that there ain't gonna be no other Messiah unless
Black
they
Messiah talking about J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah.
That devil. He started the COINTELPRO. Okay? The COINTELPRO was to infiltrate black and brown organizations because they feared this.
Yep.
They feared the Israelites waking up and taking their empire down. Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover. He was the head of the CIA or the FBI.
And not too long after that, guess what came out? Project Megiddo.
Project Megiddo. Because they were trying to end this in 1999. You can't break these cups. You can't stop this shit, man. Not shit, Slocky. You can't stop this shit. Go ahead, you got it. We got a couple more that we'll end it.
All right, this is the book of Psalm. I'm going to Psalm 94. Just going into how he always passes so many wicked laws, right? He uses his secrecy to deceive. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 94, and verse, let me see here. Here we go. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 94, and verse 20, and it reads, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?"
Yeah, so the throne of what? So read that again.
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
Yeah, the throne of iniquity is talking about Esau's empire, Esau's kingdom. Shall it have fellowship with thee? Hell no, it can't be two rulers at the same time. Okay? It ain't gonna be two rulers at the same time. Go ahead.
Which frameth mischief by a law?
Yep, which frameth mischief, which is deceit by a law. And that's what they do. They on their unrighteous decrees. Which they're gonna get that, they're gonna try to implement the Karagma. Alright, the Sihit. They're gonna try to make that thing mandatory. You know? Go ahead.
They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous.
Which is the Israelites, because they want us to be pricked.
And
the whole world for that matter, but majority, mainly, they want the Lord's people to be pricked up for a sign of total ownership. You know? Go ahead.
It says they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. But the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yeah, the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, our power, shall cut them off.
Right. That's plain. Hey, this devil getting cut off. You know? You got something else?
Yeah.
Is the word say that the light should be cut off from the wicked, something like that? Is that
Triumph of the wicked is short?
No. The brothers and brought that. That's Job 20. But there's another one that says the light should be cut off.
Salvation is far from the wicked. That's a song. Light? Oh wait, the light of the wicked
should be put out.
Yeah. The light of the wicked shall be put out.
The light of the wicked should be put out.
Right now.
Yeah, the light of the wicked should be put out.
Something like that.
I don't know if it's in Psalms or it's in Job.
18.
I got
Job
it.
18? Okay.
God, this is Job 18:5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine.
Yep, that's it. The light, who's the light? The Illuminati, the Luciferians, Lucifer. So that light is going to be put out. And that's what we've been speaking about. The light is going to be put out on these devils, man. Okay? You got something else?
I do have.
This would be the last one.
All right. This is the book of Salakia. Amos. Salakia, we passed it. This is the book of Amos, chapter 1, and verse 11. And it reads, Salakia. Amos 1 and 11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
Hey, and that's talking about Esau against his brother Jacob.
Perpetualism, yeah, that perpetual means eternal.
That perpetual hatred. You know? So for what you have done to your brother, your twin brother, the blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, the Israelites, hey, the Lord's going to judge you for that, man.
That's right.
You know? Rightfully so. That's why it says that the house of Joseph shall be a flame, and the house of Judah a fire. Roughly paraphrasing Obadiah. You're gonna be stubble, man. That's where we at, man. We are, man. We coming close. You know, every time we say it. Now, see that's the patience thing, though. That's that long suffering right there. Yeah. Hey, we getting close. And if you hear it, we getting close. We getting close. Over and over and over again, man.
Well, our
so
salvation
that's long suffering.
You know, to say our salvation nearer than we believe.
Yep. But hey, when it happens, man, it's gonna be like, damn, that was quick. You know. You know. So with that, we'd like to give all glory and honor and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Kakadash.
Devil honest and apostle, great millstone, salutations to the occupant four corners, pushing his truth in all sincerity, love, diligence, respect, and tribute. The Bible ball.